We're starting day 7 of the U.S. crop tour. We're in South Dakota, the state of South Dakota, and we're just on Highway 18 traveling east towards Sioux Falls, and this is our first cornfield here. Looks quite variable. There's another field across the road that looks a little bit better where the rows have been filled. Just to give you some quick facts about South Dakota, we got corn yield in 2013 at 138, 12, 101. Soys were 40 versus 12 at 30.5. The corn, according to the USDA crop progress reports, is 79% good to excellent condition. Soys are 76%. This corn is looking a lot shorter than any of the corn we've seen thus far. This is our 7th state. Winter wheat is 70% good to excellent. Spring wheat is 57% harvested, 74% good to excellent. We've got corn acres down 5% in 2014, soy acres up 7.6, winter wheat unchanged, and spring wheat acres up 1%. We're traveling eastbound in South Dakota on Highway 18. We're at Fairfax, South Dakota. We're in front of a soybean field, and not bad looking field, not quite filled out of the rows. I don't see any blooming in this field. We've seen some pods along our tour, but very few. South Dakota's been dry. These fields probably need a drink soon. We're traveling east on Highway 46. We're near Beardsford, South Dakota. And one of the questions we wanted to answer while on our tour was all this rain and moisture that the northern states were getting. We're not quite in the northern states. This is South Dakota. We're on the border of South Dakota and Nebraska, but you can see behind me the moisture and the drowned out conditions. There's this field, we got a field on that side, and we got another field over there that has standing water. So we'll continue to show you that, but as we've traveled east through South Dakota, the crops are looking a little better, especially the corn a little taller, but we're seeing more and more of these standing water fields. We're now standing in front of a cornfield in Beardsford, South Dakota. This area from Highway 46 to Canton has received a lot of moisture. There are some farmers reporting as much as 8 to 9 inches in one day. There's others reporting as much as 11 inches. And you can see it here, the corn has been stunted. We got some growth issues. There's been a big nitrogen loss, leaching issue. In some other fields you'll see it, you'll see that yellowish corn show up. So again, we're trying to show you whether there's enough of this to warrant concern regarding average yields going forward. Here's another cornfield, and we wanted to show you this field because you can see the planter looks like planted maybe a different variety, and it looks like nitrogen wasn't applied after that moisture hit the corn and it stunted the growth. I got to think that it's probably too late, and this crop or this particular row will probably yield half of what the other will yield. We're in another soybean field. We're still near Beardsford, South Dakota, and this is another field showing you some of the moisture that hit this field. It drowned out the beans, and you can see it further out there. And you know, once the beans are hit with that water, it just stunts the growth, and you're gonna yield less. And I guess from what we're hearing from the farmers around this area is that this is common right into Sioux City or Sioux Falls. We're traveling north on Highway 29, approaching Watertown, South Dakota. We're traveling north, and we're in front of a nice lush and green soybean field. We showed you some fields earlier. We're going to conclude the tour in South Dakota here, and we've experienced more moisture in South Dakota than any other state. One of the questions we tried to answer was, did a lot of the northern states get a lot of moisture? South Dakota in that Canton Highway 46 southeast corner did get a lot of rain, as much as 8 to 11 inches within one day. farmers that we spoke to suggested that they haven't seen that in 50 years of farming. It's drowned out a lot of beans. We're seeing field after field, corn after corn fields with standing water. So in the whole grand scheme of things, South Dakota ranks number 6 in total production of corn in the United States in 2014. And then they're ranked 9th in terms of top 10, 9th in terms of soybean production. So I think for soybean production, too small. I'm sitting on the fence 50-50 on the corn. We're seeing a lot of nitrogen loss, leaching, because of the moisture. Once you've lost that, that corn crop will yield lower. So, but I'm still thinking the whole grand scheme of things, we still got to visit with North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan. I still don't think I've seen enough of acres to make a huge difference at this point, but we'll keep you posted. So if I was to rate the corn and bean acres here, fields in South Dakota, I'm going to rate the corn average to below average. It's behind. It's probably 3 weeks away from pollination. Beans, again, average to below average. But if we get the moisture and we get the heat, again, I'm wondering whether the 4 to 5 acres, the good acres, are going to make up for the 1 acre that has been damaged.